Folks, I just got home and I am absolutely in shock by what I just witnessed. I have photos, videos to show you everything that I just witnessed out there. And it is absolute insanity. And I can't even believe it, okay? I honestly can't even believe what I just saw out there. So it was interesting. Before I went to bed last night, I saw this video popped up on YouTube, and it was kind of a new video at that time. And basically, it was from Fox 2 St. Louis, and it said, lack of Black Friday shoppers waiting in line. And it was basically this video this was on Thanksgiving. They were taking this video of basically the front of a Best Buy, and there was like a couple people in line. And they were like making this big deal about, no one's shopping for Black Friday this year. Like, look at how, like, there's no line, and there's usually a longer line or something like that along those lines, right? And it was interesting. Then I was reading through the comments, and like people were like, yeah, it's because inflation, no one's going to be shopping this year, and all these different comments. And there were some comments about people might just not feel safe spending an overnight in St. Louis. There was a bunch of different random comments, right? And it was interesting. So at that moment, I said, you know what? I'm going to go Friday afternoon, and I'm going to go out there. And I just want to see, is it busy? Is it not busy? And what I was expecting is I was expecting to do a video here today that said, Black Friday is dead. That was going to be the video title, Black Friday is dead. And I was going to document and I was going to show exactly how not busy it was out there. And I was going to go through inflation and, what's happened to the consumer. And no one's out there spending money this year. It's going to be a really bad holiday season and this and that. And, if we look at it, like inflation's been the highest we've seen in 40 plus years, which is usually just very devastating to the consumer. Personal savings is about the lowest we've seen since before the great financial crisis. So when you look at things like this, just naturally, you would think, oh my gosh, like this is not going to be a good holiday season. It's going to have to be pretty dead out there, right? There's no way people could really be spending money out there given this moment, okay? So I say, okay, first place I want to go is Arrowhead Mall. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm in Arizona right now. I have a house here in Arizona. So I'm at the Arizona house. I'm not in my main city. I usually live in Vegas. So I'm in Arizona, and I grew up in Arizona. So I know, like, when malls and stores and stuff are busy versus not busy, because I've lived out here, like, almost my entire life, other than a couple years in Charlotte in the last 7 years, obviously in Vegas, right? But I split some time out here in Arizona. So I'm like, let's go to Arrowhead Mall first. Arrowhead Mall, for those that don't know, is, in my opinion, the most middle-class mall in all of Arizona, okay? You have, obviously some malls that cater a little more to lower income folks. And you definitely have some malls, especially in Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, even South Scottsdale, that definitely cater to the upper class and have stores like Louis Vuitton and, a lot of those super high-end stores that, big ballers like to spend at, right? Arrowhead Mall is not one of those. It caters to the people that make between $40,000 and $80,000 a year, the middle class. And those are supposed to be the folks that have been hit the worst by inflation, right? So I'm like, that's right where I want to go first, okay? So once we start even getting remotely close to the mall area, I'm like, oh, it seems slightly busy. Now, we got here at 4 o'clock, okay? Now, if you know anything about Black Friday shopping, what you know is, like, Black Friday shopping is packed between, like, about 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. And anybody that's ever worked retail on Black Friday, you know this, right? And things, as the day gets later and later, things start dying down more and more and more. People wake up from their, this called turkey hangover, and then they go out and they do their shopping and whatnot. And a lot of stores have big doorbuster sales and those sorts of things. So as the day goes on, it should get much less busy. So at a time like when I went to a lot of these stores and places at 4 or 5 o'clock, like, that's always going to be like way less busy than prior, okay? So once we started, I see in the traffic and stuff in the area, I'm like, oh, this is interesting, okay? This is a kind of a bad photo I got here, unfortunately, but over here's Costco. Costco was out of control. I didn't even want to venture into that parking lot. I didn't want to go in Costco because I can't even explain to you. I can't even put into words how absolutely insane Costco was. Now, Costco's always busy. Every day, Costco's busy. I can't even explain how out of control that parking lot was and how packed it was. And the lines were ridiculous, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. So I didn't even go in that area. I'm like, I tried to snap a quick photos and a few things, okay? So then we finally get to the mall parking lot, okay? Now, right off the bat, I'm like, what? What in the world? Like Dillard's? Like basically, if you wanted to even have a dream of parking at Dillard's, Dillard's? You got to park in like the way back, and you're lucky if you can get a spot, okay? I mean, like literally the spots are taken all the way to the complete back at Dillard's. Like usually you could practically park front row at Dillard's. Like, come on, it's Dillard's. You got to be kidding me, okay? This was even more shocking. The parking lot was so busy that people were overflow parking at an out of business Sears that you can't even get into because the doors are locked. So which means you got to park way over here and walk like way over here to even start to get into the mall. That's how out of control busy. And these spots were all taken all the way to the back of the parking lot. I'm like, what? This is out of control. Like you got to be flipping my flapjacks, okay? Then I start getting to some of the more popular parts, like kind of in the AMC area and whatnot. And dream on. You want to get a parking spot? Dream on, okay? No, it's not happening. It's ridiculous. So at this point in time, I'm like, I really want to go in this mall to see how busy it is. This is out of control, this parking lot. So I started saying prayers to just get a parking spot because, I'm like, what? I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen the parking lots this busy. Even on Black Friday, like this was out of control. So finally, after like way too long of an amount of time, we got a parking spot at this mall, okay? So first thing we finally enter in is Dick's Sporting Goods, okay? I mean, zoo, absolute zoo. I mean, look at the escalators, just out of control. Then we actually finally get into the mall part, and it's like a can of sardines in this thing, man. I'm like, am I in the club or am I in the mall, man? Because it's like trying to even like squirm around is ridiculous. If you want to make some money, dress up in a Santa Claus suit because Santa had plenty of business. That's what I'll say about that. And, just going store by store, just packed. Foot Locker, jam-packed. I didn't even see any sales in Foot Locker, so I don't even know why so many people were shopping at Foot Locker. Like, I'm like, but that's okay with me. I got Foot Locker stock. I'm like, Champs as well. Foot Locker, woo, okay. Champs was packed, insanely packed. I didn't see any good sales in Champs either. I'm like, what are people doing here shopping? I'm like, literally, I don't even see like any big sales going on. People are shopping like they got to spend their last dollar. I'm like, what in the world's going on? Bath and Body Works was stupid. It was stupid, okay? This place, oh my gosh. I mean, you would have thought they were giving you extra years of life. I mean, literally, you would have thought they were giving you free shares of Tesla stock going in here. What in the world? Or like 10 free shares of Bath and Body Works stock. I was like, what am I looking at? Oh my gosh, it's pure insanity. And then it's funny, I was looking at like the sale they had going on. I'm like, do people not shop at Bath and Body Works often? Like, this is like a normal sale, like buy 3, get 3 free. Like they do this sale several times a year. I was just like, okay, whatever. I guess people like never pay attention to sales or whatever. That's interesting. I took this picture. I think I'm going to use that as a thumbnail of the video. We'll see. So then we go to, now at this point in time, we leave Arrowhead Mall. A zoo, complete zoo, okay? So I'm like, let's go to the outlet mall. Let's just see what's going on at the outlet mall, right? Which sometimes you can get, it just depends. You can still get middle-class folks that obviously go to outlet malls. You can get, obviously, even lower-income folks that go to outlet malls, okay? So I go to this outlet mall. It's on the west side of Arizona. And this place is a complete zoo. The Coach factory store had a line that wrapped around the building. And now at this point, it's like 5 o'clock. Now at this point in time. I mean, most people are long done their Black Friday shopping. Because if you know the dedicated Black Friday shoppers, they've got a plan in place, man. These folks, like, we're getting up at 6 a.m. We're hitting this store at 6:30. Over here at 7:30 to get these items. 8:30, don't go out at that time. Or be ready to fight somebody over a $99 microwave. That's the bottom line, okay? Because I'm telling you, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, man. You might end up in a fight out there. It gets a little crazy, okay? And so, like, seeing these stores with lines wrapped around them, like the Coach store, I'm just like, what am I looking at here? Like, is this for real? Is this serious? I mean, it was out of control. And I looked at folks because I'm like, is everybody just window shopping or are people actually spending money? Like, are people just bored and so they want to go walk around? But what I saw is consistently is, yeah, people are spending money. Because there was one thing, is like, okay, maybe just people are bored so they want to just go walk around somewhere. No, I was looking at people, everybody, and they all got bags. Everybody's got bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of all this stuff they bought. And I'm like, what? What in the world's going on? I mean, look at how busy. Look at how busy it is. It was out of control. And, Arrowhead Mall is interesting because, Arrowhead Mall, I've been going to that mall for probably almost 25 years, 25 years. Ever since that mall pretty much opened back in the 90s. And I got to say, I've been to the Arrowhead Mall a lot of times. And I've seen the Arrowhead Mall insanely busy, especially around Christmas time. It's always like that, okay? And what I can tell you is over time, it's always seemed like the Arrowhead Mall got less busy over the years as e-commerce got more busy, right? In online sales and those sorts of things. It seemed like that always put a dent into Arrowhead Mall. I've never seen Arrowhead Mall as busy as it was. Never. Like that was absolutely out of control, insanity, busy, okay? The Levi store, it was so busy and so packed inside the Levi store, people had to line up to go to get some Levi jeans? What in the world are we looking at here? I mean, just absolute insanity, okay? This is a parking lot across from the mall. This isn't even the mall parking lot. This is across from the outlet mall. And I've never seen it other than maybe if there was some sort of like Coyotes game going on back when they used to play at the arena over there. I don't think I've ever seen it where that parking lot is jam-packed completely. Just full to the maximum level across the way there. And I'm just looking at all this and I'm like what? And I'm trying to figure out where are folks even getting the money? Like truly, like you look at a lot of the data and you look at how bad inflation is supposed to have hurt people. And you look at all this and you look at how low savings rates are. And it's like where do people get all the money? Seriously. And so, but there's a great saying, okay? The great old saying is don't ever bet against the U.S. consumer. Don't ever bet against the U.S. consumer. And what I witnessed here today out there was that exact expression in the stock market of don't ever bet against the U.S. consumer. Because the bottom line is it's a zoo out there, a complete zoo. And I'm shocked because this was supposed to be the year where no one was out there spending money and everybody got hit by inflation, so no one had any money to spend. And yet magically, the spending's ridiculous. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Black Friday this busy. Just like, I'm like, what am I looking at here? Insanity, okay? So anyways, I just want to cover that for you guys, show you what's going on out there. Absolute nuts, man. So yeah, don't ever bet against the U.S. consumer. That's the bottom line with that. Appreciate you all joining me. Also, just so you know, the once a year sale is about to end for the private stock group. So if you're looking to get in the private stock group, access all my course curriculums, Discord chat, plus everything else in there, that will be pinned comment down there to grab it before it ends. Much love and have a great day.